Thank you for all the support. Please like and subscribe and follow us on Instagram for more content. My username is Dr. Ed McLaughlin. It sounds like Dread McLaughlin. See you there. Come on, bud, let it go.
I'll wiggle my toes.
Yep. Ooh. Oh. That hasn't moved in a while. I don't suspect that the other guy got that to move. Right?
No. It feels like you're stretching at the same time. It's crazy.
It's analogous to like being born with gold and healing with copper, right? So it. Come on. Good. Okay. All right. It's good.
Good shit.
Ooh.
You did a
What
whole.
was that? Your whole back?
Yeah. I could probably still do it.
But it used to, that would right there,
This is where it gets scary.
it would pop out.
Yeah, I have a video of me when I popped out my shoulder.
Upper back, neck, shoulder, jaw, chest, headaches.
Yeah, a lot.
Tell me.
So it started when I was like 16. I put 2.5 years because I've been getting the pain, but I dislocated this shoulder 3 times. One time when I was 16, another time when I was 18, and then another time when I was like more recently.
Okay.
This one popped out once.
What were you doing? Give me.
Playing a good game of manhunt, running down some stairs, and I slipped on water, and it literally just yelped it
Went
right
out, and then you were able to put it back in.
No, paramedics came on scene. They couldn't even pop it back on scene. They had to take me. They couldn't pop back in once I got there, so then they had to put me under. I fell asleep for them to like relax my body. Morphine didn't do anything to me.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right. And what's been the treatment on your shoulder? What is it feeling like right now?
It just feels really unstable. I think that's the biggest thing. I get a lot of pains and a lot of I have a lot of pain like my entire body. So I get like strains coming up from here to my traps to whatever connects to here, up in here.
Okay.
All this is really tight. Crunch forward.
Okay.
Neck leans forward. I don't know if it's a disc problem down here or like just the muscles tightening up. And even down my back, it runs down both the sides.
All the way down the lower back there. Okay.
Back stiffness, hip stiffness down here. I don't know if I have sciatica, but I've been getting massages and they told me I might. Because something from like my butt, it shoots down like my groin and then comes down to like the left side of my leg, and it like hinders me from kind of like being on my heel, and it like causes me to roll forward on it.
How old are you?
Yeah, I am 21. I just turned 21 recently.
Okay. It's very likely that there's a disc herniation bulge in your lower back. These are severe injuries because discs don't repair, discs don't regenerate. We can take the stress off them, we can make you feel better, I can symptomatically help you, but the disc is the most valuable structure in your spine. And x-ray would be a silly way to treat this or visualize this. We should get an MRI of your neck or lower back to get an idea of what's going on. You're way too young to be feeling these kind of symptoms.
Really?
Is anything going down your arm?
Sometimes, depending, like when I actually have because I get a lot of clicking and popping all throughout my shoulders, and it comes down to like my elbows, and I feel it popping down here.
Okay. But your hands don't go numb?
I do get some tingling sometimes, depending on like where they're resting. So like if I'm trying to keep them back in like proper position, it puts strain on it from like I guess stressing all this out. It's super tight. It shoots down.
Okay.
And there was a point where I was working like 13-hour days. I'm a barber, so like constantly like this. There was a point where like I couldn't be on my feet for like more than like an hour without like tingling going down my entire right side.
Okay. All right. So local pain along your spine is the joints. Your joints in the spine give you that kind of pain right over the segments. Whenever you start involving tingling or radiating, you're involving the nerve as it exits the spinal column. So it can be from rib movement. We call it thoracic outlet. The rib can rise up, the bone, your head's forward. You can have pressure on the nerves, but very likely there's some level of disc involvement that's bringing it to a very easy threshold where it doesn't take much for things to go tingly or pain down.
Yeah.
So we have parts that are overworking, which are your chief complaint areas that are overstressed, but you can't have an area overstressed without another area being understressed. And that's what I want to identify today. Is there parts of your back that aren't working properly? So walk in place 6 inches, feet 6 inches apart. Yeah, just look straight forward. Wherever you think center is. Give me a good center position here.
Because like it definitely does lean forward, my shoulders.
You're about 1 inch, even there you're about, like I said, your head is forward from the shoulders, which is going to create muscular tension. So that muscular tension is going to be twofold. 1, guarding. 2, posture. Look at your shoulders. You have this. Your left shoulder's high. this is being avoided. Your body's tilting
does
your head
that.
away from that.
Sometimes, like when I hold this one into place, like
Uh-huh.
it'll push this one forward, and I try to put this one back, and it'll like teeter totter.
Your body's going to fidget and move things around, trying to find a comfortable position. That's part of when you bring your shoulder forward, it opens up this hole the nerve goes through.
Mm-hmm.
When you bring your shoulder back, it can compress the thoracic outlet. So it's your body's going to try to. There we go. I'm better right there. Again, you're young enough that the discs probably aren't completely gone, and so we're on a preventative plan here where we're going to try to stop all aging of your lower neck.
I did band for 6 years with like harnesses over my shoulders. And,
Any
like,
pain? Any pain when you look up?
When I look
your head
up?
back? Does that hurt to do that?
On the right, it's not necessarily hurting, but it's more like stiff, I would say. Like it feels like it's bulging up.
Some
over here.
local pressure there on the right lower when you. But
Yeah.
nothing. Do you ever get dizzy when you look up like that?
Sometimes when I come up fast, or like if I'm coming up from
Okay.
my head, kind of feels like almost like I don't know, like you said, like heavy, like it feels like on like a loose, I would say.
Just slowly let your head go back. There we go. Yeah. So Carl, stay back here for me. Now look straight forward. So look at for the first place, go ahead and look back slowly, go back slowly. First place it creases is right there. Do you see that? There's almost no fold in your upper neck, and your neck creases right here first. And that's where I suspect the most disc injury is in.
It feels like right there. Too.
That's where he bends the most. So the skin folds where the vertebrae are folding the most. And so what we're going to do is we're going to leave that alone. We're going to ice that and try to stiffen your lower neck. Don't put heat on that. We're going to beat up your upper neck to transfer some of the work that the lower neck is doing back up to his upper neck. We're also going to loosen his upper back up. So the areas around here is how we're going to address the symptoms going down his arms. And then we want to get that arch, the lordosis, back into your neck. Same thing for the lower back. It's the lower back, this, let me look at this up here. Go ahead and bend back for me a little bit, just arch backwards, arch back. That's where he folds. This is just like a solid hunk of granite, muscle man here.
Yeah.
So this is where all the bending's happening down here, and this area stays frozen. The hip joints below and the middle back above puts all the stress on your lower back. That's what then radiates, so you're getting that sciatic pain down your leg.
Yeah.
This is higher, so your left leg's gonna be shorter. But this happens because, and you said the sciatica was going down your left leg?
Yeah.
Your body's trying to maneuver things around to get relief. That will go away when there's no sciatica. If you have sciatic pain, of course things are going to be unlevel.
Yeah.
You're in pain. Your body's going to. It's like if I have something hot in my hands, I'm going to move it around to try to not burn myself.
Ease it.
Yeah, I don't look at that as a problem. That happens as a response to a problem, not as the cause. I'm always curious. I had a patient the other day. She's been going to this guy for 6 years, and she hadn't been adjusted in her chest. And I'm like, how in the world is 33?
Yeah, I've seen you crack ears, so.
Well, I'll get that too.
Yeah.
All right, deep breath. Here we go. Exhale. Let it all go. There we go. Deep breath. Head back. Let your jaw relax. Let your jaw relax. There you go. It moved, but it's reluctant. Pretty reluctant there.
Yeah.
Now look over the shoulder. Look over this. There we go. All right, how's that for me? Okay. All right, face that for me. Yeah. Okay. Let me see here. Left.
Yeah, it's crazy that like I get pain on the right side, but my left side of my neck feels a lot like stiffer or like hard.
You like to tilt left. There's a big bump here on the right side. Gee whiz, look at that nugget over here. Look at that nugget.
You're gonna find a lot of them.
All right,
You're gonna
well,
find little ones, big ones.
let's see. Okay. I got you. There you have it. There we go. There you go. All right, give that a second. Oh boy, wow, that was frozen. Let's see if we can get it. Come on. All right, yeah. Oh boy, wow. All right, that's frozen up there. So one side's going to be locked and the other side's going to be overstressed. This left side up here on the top. So it's like a left upper lock and then a right lower lock. But this, wow, that here, and then there's another one on the right lower. He's got so many dents and dings. It's like, which ones are
The problem. Trust me, she knows.
That's a tear. That's what's frozen on the left side of your neck. All right, we'll unglue it.
I hope so.
That's all I do. So I'm a stubborn chiropractor.
Right now, I'm actually trying to figure out like something else to do, cause like I still want to cut hair, cause I've been building this for 5-6 years now.
Wow.
I've been in a shop since I was 17.
Cool.
So, it's something I'm very passionate about, something I want to actually keep pursuing, but I also need to note that my body is not trying to keep up with the work that I'm trying to produce.
Gotcha. When you turn your neck or move your neck around, this is supposed to do 60% of the work of
The
your
upper neck, right?
Yes, sir. Yeah, this is the lower neck shouldn't be doing much really of anything, and especially not the first one arriving. And so we need to reorder where your neck is functioning.
I just felt that relax.
Yeah, it's you got it all glued up here. It's
Crazy.
attrition. I win by outlasting, and there we go. It's just frozen right there.
I'll start laughing.
Yeah, there we go.
Would that like cause like some of like the dizziness or like heaviness?
Absolutely, headaches, dizziness. Yeah, there's sensors up here called proprioceptors that tell your brain where you
you're
are.
at.
That's right. So if that sensor's giving false information because there's inflammation, bruising, soreness, pain, clicking, you're going to have the brain not in agreement, the eyes not being in agreement with the neck. That's going to cause dizziness when you turn your neck or move your neck around.
But I actually wanted to ask you about that and
Yeah.
your opinion. This is another reason why I'm here, actually.
When we go shirt off in a second, I want you to show me exactly. So the backside, when you were pointing to the backside, that's all rotator cuff. Cutting hair, I imagine your shoulders are more forward.
All day, my
than
neck
they
is down, like looking up, trying to look close and stuff.
Right. So the posture that your job necessitates is going to make the shoulder pivot more on the labrum than in the center part. And
Put more.
at the message might just be at the end of the day, we have to do things to ensure that your shoulder stays back.
Yeah.
So maybe you can go on the labrum every once in a while, but you can't stay there after you're done work. So you can be there for a few hours, but then at the end of the day, we have to clean everything up, put it all away into the right position.
I've been seeing how you teach people how to be on the roller, and I've been doing it at home.
Okay, good. Yeah, it's you're ready. There's a little bit of, I'd like to get your back moving a little better than what I felt to feel confident with that. The
roller?
Yeah, even the roller. Just
Really?
you should have a fluid dynamic with your back, whereby it's just easy to move. The roller is less dangerous because it's more broad, but less effective at permanently changing things. It's almost like a massage tool to me more than a stretching tool. And we'll move up to another device called a Denerol for your back, which is more of a stretching tool than a massage tool. And you just have to have your spine limber enough so that it's effective and it doesn't end up hurting anything.
These neck muscles like interfere with like hearing.
What are you feeling first of all with hearing? What do you?
Just like lessened or sometimes.
Any
like,
ringing?
Not ringing, but more of like a drummy noise, I would say it's more of a broader noise. Sometimes.
So indirectly, the answer is, so the upper neck affects the drainage of your middle ear. So
like down here?
Correct, yeah.
Okay.
So all of that drains down your neck. So the sinuses, the maxillary frontal, the tonsillar, all these lymph nodes, tonsillar, submandibular, all these glands and sinuses drain down your neck. So if there's tightness in your neck, you're going to have a backup into the face.
Yes.
That backup is going to cause inflammation, possibly infection, fluid buildup, which is going to affect your hearing. So indirectly, yes, the neck affects the middle ear, the bones in the middle. If there's fluid in there, then the bones don't vibrate as well in fluid as they do in air. So you can have a backup due to the drain lines. The lymphatic drain lines are going down your neck.
Yeah.
Okay. So yes, this is definitely enough tension in here that would crimp the little martini straws, little angel hair pasta noodles that are
Noodles.
like little thin little tubes are that's your sewer pipes, and we don't have a heart that pumps them. It's pumped by mobility, and when things get injured, the body locks things down. Nothing flows.
Stops mobility
because your body says, "Hey, you might dislocate your shoulder again. Let's lock everything down."
I get scared.
Right there. Yeah, Lisa.
Whatever, just get it out. Cause I don't know. I feel like it's becoming a real hindrance to my life. Just not being able to.
That's the blockade.
Be on my feet. Not being able to feel good when I'm out, or I feel like an old man. Like you said, I'm 21. I work and go home. That's it. I'm not trying to do anything else. I'm
Right.
trying to sleep.
Right, I'm not trying to win football tournaments or anything.
Nah.
Not trying to I had a patient the other day, dislocated shoulder, diving for an ultimate frisbee. Just,
Oh.
and I was like, "Are you getting paid money to play ultimate frisbee? Because I hope you're
Why
being
are you
paid."
diving?
Diving in the air to
Yeah,
catch the
no.
frisbee to score the. I'm like, was it worth it? Now you have to come in here for 3 months while I fix your body.
Yeah, facts.
Yeah, but I scored the goal and we won the game.
I got it.
Right, but we won.
It's just,
He's like me. I just want to live my life and not hurt.
That's what I want to do, bro.
I'm not trying to.
I want to be able to throw a football at my kids.
That's right,
Don't get me
exactly.
wrong.
I get you. No,
But like, I'm not.
I'm looking to tackle somebody and
well, it's
body
good that
slam.
you're in here and you're paying attention to it. You're not ignoring it.
No, I have to. It's been paying attention to me. So,
Yeah.
so I have
And bother.
to.
I open my front door. Ah!
Yeah. Do it. 'Cause I need to go home.
Come on, bud, let it go.
So I'll wiggle on my toes.
Yep. Ooh. Oh.
He felt himself.
That hasn't moved in a while. I don't suspect that the other guy got that to move. Right.
No.
It's interesting that you were talking about the whole like mucus drainage or like
Yes.
drainage because like my lymph nodes up here are swollen as well. All this up here is like tight.
Yeah, that's all. We gotta work that. You gotta rub. It all drains down the neck. There is no heartbeat that pumps the lymphatics, so I didn't write the rule book. I would have added another heart. in
Yeah.
here.
To
a
pump
little,
it, right?
A little mini lymphatic heart. Yeah, I really
For
would.
sure.
It would remove the necessity for movement. You could just sit in your chair and game all day, and my lymphatics are flowing. It's like, nope, not anymore.
Yeah.
Why am I sick? Why is my nose running? Why is my ear clogged up? Well, because you sat in that chair for 10 hours, or your head's forward, and
Yeah.
yeah, gee whiz.
Oh my gosh.
Right there, I'll yeah.
I'll be a-okay. Put me through it. That's what I tell all my masseuses too. I'm like, bro, like if I'm not leaving here like screaming, or like, then you're not getting it. You're not getting it. It feels like you're stretching it at the same time. It's crazy. Because they didn't suggest PT the first time I popped it out. They were like, "Oh, you're young, you'll heal." That's all they gave me. That's all they gave me.
Oh,
That's
okay.
what they said to me. Aw.
You're young, you'll heal.
Right.
You're fine.
Well, the way it works with a lot of these doctors, it's got to reach a certain threshold before.
They do something.
That's dumb.
I
I
I
think
know.
you should
They
get to
don't-
it before.
I know. There's the AC joint right there. That's all. This is the jamming. This is jamming. The shoulder rounds forward. The acromioclavicular joint jams right
Just
there.
it's a lot of crunching.
Mm-hmm.
It's like one of the points where it feels like unstable. That too scary
Right here.
up there, like right in the front area over here, under my armpit too. Because there's something that's really weird that won't let it drop, like right here.
We'll check that when you're sitting in a second. Yeah.
And yeah, and then whatever I forget what this muscle is back here too. It's under like my wings.
So you have a couple there. You have serratus anterior, but the main one is you have also your rotator cuff coming behind there a little farther. Teres minor, teres major.
All of that.
Mm-hmm.
Scary. It feels unstable. It's what it feels like. Like I have to make movements like thinking about it. Like every
Show me up here. Show me.
like I can go all the way back, but this is worrisome. Like I'm going back,
I
but
got
this
you.
definitely feels like
Wants to give.
yeah,
Well, this is putting your shoulder back where it belongs.
like
got
right
it.
in there. It feels like super
I got you.
unstable.
I got you.
You're not even going hard, but it hurts.
Got it clean. All right. A little bit kind. It's tough. Wow. wow, that's even, look how grainy that is, gee.
It's even worse. Yeah, that's what I told. After the third time I popped it out, it's all actually relaxed.
Mm-hmm.
Surprisingly, like the third time it
Okay.
relaxed. And mind you, I've been like paying more attention to it after the second time it popped out, and after I started getting tingling, and so I started paying more mind to it. I started researching about my body more, and trying to eat right, and trying to take the precautions that I could. You know, all the DIYs, let's call them that. You know, do it yourselves. But yeah, it's yeah. After, like I said, after the third time it popped out, it kind of relaxed everything. And I told the orthopedic when I went, I was like, bro, surprisingly, like now the left side feels like way more tight. And then watching you, as you said, like it overcompensates and it does things, and so it transfers, and so it could just be the
Your body had enough and...
It sounds like sandpaper.
Now, it's all right here. It's really grainy. Right there, it's all...
What is that, Kevin Hart series, Laughing My Pain?
There you go. Definitely not as much on the AC joint. Your AC joint on that right got really...
Yeah,
And this
3
is
times.
a little bit.
to do something.
It's just so the viewers can see there's, there's some, but not a lot. That came out real quick on your right.
Feel it down my elbows, though, bro.
This is subscapular. It's just, yeah. Here it is. You're true. You gotta dig and release that. I had my sister dig in here, and I was like, "No, stop! Why?"
It hurts.
This is the channel that the nerves travel through to get into your arm, and so this area being inflamed, mainly because of 13-hour shifts head forward, it's going to create so much inflammation in here. The nerve then journeys through this area and gets irritated. You can't have any soreness in here.
Yeah, it picks this up.
Right.
Which causes the knots down here, right? So you grew with your pops doing this to you.
That's right. Well, more my dad get in here and had to do this to me. So I was working on my dad.
Oh,
12, 13 years old. My dad was needing his own help, and unbeknownst, not much of a decision on my part. It was trying to help my dad with his own problems and his journey through figuring out how to fix himself.
Mm.
You can't fix other people until you fix yourself.
Yeah, but learning. Life will teach you that for sure.
Right there. This is what I mean, Carl. Look over here. This is the below. He bends right here, so here's tight, here's tight, and he's just folding in between. We gotta clean out all of this.
Looks crazy. I'm gonna soak in Epsom salt tonight. I'm gonna feel so good.
The glenohumeral joint together, so your humerus connects to the glenoid fossa of your scapula, and there's ligaments that wrap that like a spider web. Now, the ligament is made of collagen. It's a stretchy rubber band type substance, and when you tear it, it doesn't heal with the same type of collagen. It heals with a scar, which is a different type of collagen. So it's analogous to like being born with gold and healing with copper, right? So it then every time you injure it, see, the original tissue is healthy. It's very organized and flexible. And actual scar tissue is very knotted up and bundled up, and it's actually really strong too. Where's the weakest point? Where the scar meets the normal tissue. That union between the two is where the scar re-tears, and this is how scars grow. They grow because you keep tearing it at the union between the normal tissue and the scar. And so then you end up with these giant scars internal in there, whereby the ligament's not doing its job of holding your glenoid, the humerus to the glenoid fossa, and you feel it's unstable. Now, when you're dealing with a scar, over time your body remodels it. I had some scars on my skin, right? And over time the scars change, slowly. It's not and you can speed that up by working on it, by massaging, gua shang. That's sort of the purpose of the soft tissue work, is to accelerate that remodeling of a scar. Trying to work on the area, help it replace, not re-injure it, and the stability will increase.
It's crazy. When you hear that snap when you roll your elbow over it.
Yeah.
The bigger one. That's
Yes, no, I don't like much of anything I'm feeling in here. This is all.
That's like a lot of the that I get, like the popping, it comes from there.
Right. Well, you have ribs and attachments in here that your scapula, as you're moving your shoulder around, there are cables back here that are the roots of your neck. So as the head goes forward, these cables get tight, then you're strumming those cables with the scapula when you move your shoulder back. But the fix is get the head back, that'll release the tension on the cables, you won't feel the crunching. That's a postural problem that your work necessitates. Your shoulders are rounded forward.
Yeah.
So we have to, this is where again I'm going back to, we have to do things at the end of the day. It's like a kitchen or being a chef or a baker. It's not that you don't use your kitchen, it's use your kitchen, but you got to clean up at the end of the day. You have to tidy up and not leave a mess, put things away, put things back where they belong.
Yeah. I think it was, probably right over a month ago that I popped it out again. So I'm still in that 3-month rehab stage.
Acute phase of scar tissue.
Could it pop out with just little movements again, Ed?
Not so much in this direction. It'd probably be more lateral. It'd be more when I got your arm, I got you.
And like this.
Right.
Yeah.
When you go lateral with it, that's where it's gonna pop out, like in here. Right here is where it's the weakest. That's probably where it would go.
That's why I be careful when people try to pull my hand back.
Right. External rotation, that's where the scar is.
Yep.
You have to work the tissue. See, if you let it, more impactful is if you don't move your shoulder around, your shoulder will become frozen. This is where injuries to the shoulder, rotator cuff injuries, make you more apprehensive with moving your shoulder around. Now your shoulder becomes frozen, you lose range of motion. So the movement of the shoulder without abusing it is good for your shoulder joint, assuming that we can, again, put the posture back in the right place and your shoulders don't stay in the wrong position, pivoting constantly on that front labrum. All this is in my way. You can't even get your shoulder back with all this gristle.
Oh my gosh. I feel like anytime I get a massage done, it's like a workout.
Ultimately, if we change the posture, you're not going to need so much massage. Okay. There you go. Sink your body into it. Yeah, there you go. Okay, all right.
No, you're good.
Okay, here we go. Come on. Well, the middle back should bend before your lower back. Okay. So because your traps are tight, quadratus lumborum, diaphragm, your middle back is restricted, that then leads to your lower back doing extra triple, quadruple, and your middle back's doing a quarter of what it's supposed to do.
Oh.
Nobody's really rubbed that before, Ed.
Oh. What?
Why? How can that be?
Now I knew it was there, but
Mhm.
you're good. Ah. I feel like the left side is worse.
This is the hip that didn't move. This
Yeah.
is the one that I had more restriction on. Take a break.
I feel like all of this is turning red.
Mm-hmm.
It is very much so.
Wait,
There you go.
relax
There
this
you
so
go.
can
There you
get
go.
in
There you go.
Oh.
There it is. Yeah. Wow. Look at there.
Maybe try and get more than that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah, that definitely hurts. There's a lot in there though.
Mm-hmm. There's that right there. Yeah.
Oh.
If you can handle it. Is it gonna be too hard to bring your arm up?
Like this?
Is that okay? No?
We can do it.
Try it?
Yeah.
That's too much thing.
We can do it. Let's do it.
Just trying to remodel the scar in there. Just-
No, I know. Get to it. Yeah, this third time when I popped it out,
Mhm.
I felt like
Mm.
pins and needles down to my everywhere where you're rubbing right now, like down to my rib, to my
Yes.
fingertips, to up my neck, to like my jaw. I felt like it's straining from everywhere.
Mm.
It's kind of crazy.
There we go.
Ooh.
Ooh, nice. 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 Ooh. That felt good out here. Nice. A subtle movement.
Oh. Oh. Yeah, no. I don't think I would have found you if it wasn't for YouTube.
That's awesome. Hey, I'm so happy.
Because I kept trying to like search, like research on like self, like DIY and like how to do this, and so I found out words and muscle names and terms and started looking them up, and you started popping up,
Mm-hmm, cool.
and I'm like, oh, this guy looks like he knows what he's doing.
That's awesome. I'm glad you made it. Just cleaning you up. You get the spine healthy.
Yeah.
The arms, hips are all under that control. So we start with the spine. Get all this bruising out of your back. Get the alignment fixed. All right. Breathe good. I got you, bud. good. Okay, all right, it's good. Mhm. All right, bud.
I'm not surprised. I thought it would be worse, actually.
All that muck on that shoulder. That's where we got to get out of there.
That's what the back of my head looks like? That's funny.
Press back with your elbow a little bit with me. Real gentle with your elbow. Push back here. I'm just checking. Look up. Okay, it's all right. Let's just check out. See if I can get the shoulder back a little more. Put the hand on the hip. And look up for me. Push back for me a little bit. Push back. Yeah, there we go. All right. Okay. Now go ahead and tilt your head to the right. Tilt your head right. Oof. There we go. Good. Tilt your head to the right.
I'll be trying to do this myself. I know it works.
Yeah, a little bit on that side. I think you got the top one already. Go ahead and tilt to the left. Oof. Ooh. That's a good one. Look straight forward, and now go ahead and tilt. Nothing on the top. Yeah. Ooh, some
I give it a
toes.
shot.
That's okay. Part of that, we have to stretch that quad. Your quad, the tendons get really tight. The tighter when you're standing long periods of time. I'm gonna stretch the quads out. See, that's a joint. That's not a tendon. That's usually there's a joint in there. You can even like do a little bit of left rotation. That makes sense to work
Yeah.
that left upper side a little bit. But it's really time. It's trying to get 20 minutes, letting your head sink
Just
into
sitting
it.
there.
That's right. It doesn't work if your neck is rigid. So the table work is needed to make this functional and possible and allow your body to improve its posture. Your arms, let's try. Let's see.
Ow.
Put them aside.
Yeah.
So this is how you're going to rehabilitate your shoulder. We're going to start while you're stretching your back. I want you working on all these angles.
Mm-hmm.
And it's gonna, you might get apprehensive. There might be a certain place.
Yeah, I did this at home in November already.
Show me. I'm a little lower. Roll, push with your feet and roll up a little. I want to see here. All right. Stay right there. You're good. But try to stay right there. Don't move your back. I'm gonna move your arms around. I want to see.
Yeah, because that right one is scary.
Scary right there. Yep.
Yeah, already.
Well, what I'm saying is, then you back off a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
You bring them to that place that's scary, and don't go so far back. But you need to do time here. You got to get 20 minutes of time. Relax your arms.
Less than here. Yeah.
You gotta let it relax, and then let it sink in. What'll happen is the longer that you're in this position, you might not be able to get your arm out of it. You're saying you might be able to stay in it, but you're like, and it feels so weak that I can't move my arm out of this position.
Yeah.
Try to go into any scary over here.
A little bit on the
A
right.
little bit on the right. So just you need to move the shoulder. They do rubber band exercises where you can take a rubber band.
Mhm.
That's not a bad idea for these. You get a rubber band and you put it into a door.
Mhm.
And you do internal rotation, then external rotation. You're honing that ligament. That's strengthening mainly using the shoulder and honing that ligament that wraps the glenohumeral joint. Some people would say it's muscular strengthening, but I think what you're really doing through the muscle usage, you're also,
Tightening the tendons.
well, you're right. Well, the ligaments are being stimulated and renourished and rehabilitating the rubber bands that are what got torn. Try directly laterally and then take a break. Lock it in right there. Time. This is what I want in the middle of the day. If you can, like I said, it doesn't have to be a full 20-minute stretch, but just something.
No, I do it. I go home. She's seen it, and she touched my back before and felt it, and then afterwards, and she was like, it was totally different from like just sitting there on the roller.
The tension will go away because you're getting him. After you spend 20 minutes, it's not a made-up number. Your posture's different. They took ligaments and they held them for 5 minutes. They don't change in their elasticity. You have to hold the ligament for about 20 minutes. We call it ligamentous creep. The ligament lengthens on the front. And then when you're upright, your body's in a different position. And then you'll feel the tension's gone because your body's not holding itself in a forward posture. That's the only way that ultimately that tension will go away. It's not something we can just therapy and stretch and push on them and make it go away. All of that is just used to make the spine not so sore and tender so that he can do this for 20 minutes. I've dislocated my right shoulder a couple times. One was doing some sort of free weight. My shoulder went out
How
right
many
here.
times?
One time severely. It's gone out a couple times. I think I did a one-arm push-up one time, and it went out.
You done any surgery for it or no?
Nope. I just rehabilitated it by doing what I'm talking about. You're doing the rubber bands.
Okay.
But it used to be right about there. I used to feel like it was like, And I did one time I was trying to, I think make sure my wife even remembers, I did like a one-arm push-up and it went out when I did the one-arm push-up. And it was like, my face hit the floor and I was
It
like,
fell.
of course I had to save face.
Yeah.
Oh no, I'm good, yep.
Maybe some shit. Ooh.
Ooh.
You did a whole.
Your whole back?
Yeah. I could probably still do it.
But it used to, you know, that would right there,
This is where it gets scary.
it would pop out.
Yeah, I have a video of me when I popped out my shoulder with me doing a one-arm push-up with my sling on.
Mm-hmm. But no, that was right up here. That's where it went out when I was doing some sort of this thing, and it would. Thanks for dropping in.
Thank you.
All right, bud.